All right, our first question comes from someone who got their QuickBooks certification and she found someone to train with who's going to help her out for free, just kind of get a handle of things. So that is great news. The things that she's worried about is workflows and cleanup work, and then also setting up the chart of accounts. So great job. I think this is an awesome start. You found someone to kind of mentor you, which is so nice. And so what I would say about workflows and cleanup work. So workflows, I feel like that's just kind of like a fancy word that we throw around like in the business world now. And you may have this ideal of like this perfect workflow, but really a workflow is just someone figuring out how to do something within their business. So maybe you need a workflow, for example, around like paying bills. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can probably look on Google, maybe you'll get overwhelmed, but basically just pick one way. So maybe it's that the business owner pays the bills through their bank, and then when it comes through the bank feeds, you categorize it. Maybe it's that they send you an electronic copy or a real copy of each bill as it comes in, you put it in QuickBooks, and then it's matched in the bank feeds. Truly, you may be overcomplicating this idea of workflow. So really, people have been dealing with business finances for years and years, and some people don't get any business training at all. So I would just try to do the simplest process that makes sense for you and your client and not get too worried right from the get-go about having a perfect workflow. And then same with the chart of accounts. I really am a big proponent of just like doing what you can now, and then you're gonna fine tune it as you go. You know, in 5 years, when you're still a bookkeeper, you're gonna have a lot more efficiency than you do when you're first getting started. Like that's just like how it works. So just use the chart of accounts that comes with QuickBooks. That's what I do like 90% of the time, and then I definitely tweak it as I go. So hopefully that helps put your mind at ease about the chart of accounts in particular. I really don't think it's something that you're gonna have to worry about. And then the last thing she mentions is just feeling confident in the software. And I totally agree with that. Even like switching from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online, it was definitely like a learning curve. But I think the best way to do it is just learn like 3 things to start out with. Just learn a few things, get super good at those things, and then you can add on to your skills. So welcome to my channel. You have landed in the middle of a Q&A. I've collected a whole bunch of questions from you guys, all about different ranges of what your experience is currently, and you're having some worries about starting bookkeeping, or you're in the beginning processes and you're not sure what to do next. So I thought I would help you guys out just to see people, and there's such a wide variety of situations. Some people are accountants and want to be bookkeepers. Some people are high school students that want to like earn a little extra money. There's like the whole gambit. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video and if it's helpful, or what other videos you would like to see. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red button. And as always, a thumbs up helps me out a ton. I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up. All right, and so the next person says they have an associate's degree in accounting and 3 years working in AP, AR, bank reconciliations, and payroll. So I feel like they have a lot of experience. I'm currently working on my Pro Advisor certification. After this, what else would I need? I think that you are good to go. I think you should start marketing for your first client, and I wouldn't wait too long to jump in, because sometimes that is imposter syndrome and you're just kind of psyching yourself out. So throughout this video, I'm going to mention some other resources that you can use to get more information. I never know if I should just repeat my answer or if I should point you to the other videos. Let me know in the comments if you have a preference, but I think instead of repeating myself, I'm just going to be like, you could go watch this video where I talk about it for like a full 5 minutes or whatever. So this person sounds like they have a lot of experience, but they don't mention having their bookkeeping business actually set up as a legal entity. So you can get my checklist all about starting a bookkeeping business, as well as I have a class that walks you through getting your bookkeeping business totally set up in 30 days. Right now that's $150, and I tried to make it as step-by-step and actionable as possible. All right, this person says they're working their 9 to 5 as a bookkeeper, and she says they're switching away from QuickBooks to a new product. Man, I know what you mean. It's really hard to like, especially if you know a certain software, to switch to a new one. But I just want to encourage you to look up as much tutorials as the program provides, and just have the kind of mindset that you can learn anything. And probably everyone in your company is in the same boat, so it's not like you're the only one that's kind of floundering a little bit at the beginning. All right, and then KD asks, she says she has her Pro Advisor certification. Watch this video if you don't know what that is, and she's wondering if that counts as experience, because she doesn't have experience yet. So that's a great question. I definitely think put the Pro Advisor certification on your resume if you're doing like a resume type thing. It is training. That's what it is. It's not, don't say like, oh, I've been a bookkeeper for X amount of years with just that training. It's like how you would put your college experience on your resume, or certain certifications that you got if you were like a nurse or something. You put, oh, I'm board certified in this. You went, yes, I'm QuickBooks certified. And that can definitely go a long way in helping you get those first couple clients. All right, this is Tanisha. I think she's a current college student, and she said she took a couple accounting classes in college. She's working on her pro advisor certification. And then she says, my hesitation is when I get stuck finding a way to unstick myself. And that makes her think that she's not ready. And weirdly enough, I actually have a video exactly called Unstuck. I use Scrabble pieces in the thumbnail. So I'll put the thumbnail there, and I'm gonna link all these things in the description box. But it's basically a list of a bunch of resources that you can use when you feel stuck as a bookkeeper. I really do rely on Facebook groups. I love those, especially when I was first getting started, because they answer really specific questions. If you pay for a bigger program like Bookkeeper Launch, here's my video about it, and I'll link it in the description box. Then they actually have a whole team dedicated to like helping you out if you get stuck on bookkeeper questions. And as a bookkeeper, you do kind of have to have that grit, have to have that like learner mentality that you can go find the answers that you're looking for. All right, and this one is from Julie. She says that she wants to file her LLC, but she just moved. And so she's looking for landlord approval. She's also looking for office space. She puts the like a cost of that, and then she's wondering if she should wait to file an LLC, $150 a year. And so she kind of like lists all of these problems that she's having and things that are overwhelming her. And I totally understand it's really overwhelming anytime you're trying something new that you're not used to. So how I deal with this is first I would do a brain dump and just put everything on a piece of paper that I'm worried about or that's like stressing me out. And then I would just start to make a step-by-step formulaic plan. And I would probably give myself deadlines and try not to overthink the little things. I've talked to people that will come up with excuse after excuse and just say they cannot get started because of this or that. Not that Julie's doing that, but I just want to encourage you to just take that time, do a brain dump, step-by-step, tackle those goals one bit at a time. And definitely do rely on that checklist as a resource for you if that helps. All right, and the next one I have is from Erica. She says she's been doing bookkeeping for a family business and she really knows that she has the experience, but she just hates feeling unprepared. And she said she came from the corporate world originally, which gave her some of those like deep worries, and it was just kind of like a cutthroat environment. And I totally know what you mean. I actually just felt this feeling this week, like the feeling of just feeling unprepared and like it's hard to put yourself out there. I had someone contact me wanting to be my client, and they actually seemed like a perfect client. I'm not taking on a ton of clients right now, but this person I was like, oh, they really seem like it'd be a great fit. And I almost kind of like self-sabotage, like, oh, I'm too busy, oh, I can't do that. And then I just started thinking about it, and the root of that feeling was really that I was scared, that I didn't want to put myself out there and meet someone new and get a new client and go through all the process of like the unknowns of the cleanup and all that. So I'll let you guys know if that client does work out. Hopefully that will be a successful story that has a good ending. And it sounds like Erica is pretty self-reflective, like she gets that it's kind of her own hang-ups. So anytime you can just like force yourself to just jump in, oftentimes that will be the best bet. Also check out that video that I mentioned about imposter syndrome. I think that's gonna help you. Oh, and this is kind of a good example of what I just talked about. So Earl the Pearls, he says that he just got a potential new client and it's probably even bigger and more complex than he is able to handle at this point, but he's still gonna meet with that person just as a learning experience, talk to them, see what they're all about. Like that is such a great attitude to have. I love that. All right, this is Julia. She says she's in Bookkeeper Launch right now and she had a potential client and they said no to her price. They said her price was too high. And I'm actually very proud of you, Julie, for pricing your services not too low starting out, because that's so easy to do. And the networking group I'm in with Linda Ardesani, she says like you should be rejected by like 50% of your clients or something. If you're not rejected by that percentage, then you're probably charging too little. And I know it can definitely be a bummer to not get that client, but in the long run, you probably wouldn't be happy working for someone at a low rate that is lower than you really want. So I think that hopefully is a blessing in disguise. And it sounds like she has a really good attitude. She is still working on her marketing plan and doing the Pro Advisor certificate. All right, and this one kind of illustrates the different personality type. Allison says she has a degree in accounting and she's had a year in AP and AR, and she got her QuickBooks certificate. So she's considering taking another course, an expensive course, but she's not sure if she should jump in. So my personality would just tell you to jump in. I think you have the book knowledge that is really gonna help you be successful. And I think you just need to start forcing yourself to take those little steps, get your first small client and then learn from that, and then get your next client and then learn from there. You just build on your skills little by little. Remember that a lot of business owners are doing their own books out there. So most likely you have more knowledge and experience than someone who just like started started a yoga studio. Like that bookkeeping is not their specialty. So that's what I would advise, just jump in. A lot of people love the safety net and the community of Bookkeeper Launch, and that is great as well. So just kind of think about your personality and what's gonna work the best for you. And then Cameron asked if I've thought about adding tax prep to my bookkeeping business. I've definitely thought about it. I think it's a great add-on, a great kind of thing that goes hand in hand with bookkeeping. I haven't yet. I'm not super interested in it. I don't know if I'll ever actually do it. I think it's a great like income generating source and way to get clients. I don't like the model of being super busy one time a year. Like for some reason that's like not my style. And just in general, there's only so many hours in the day. I feel like my hours are pretty well filled as I would like them at this point. But never say never. I do think it's a great business opportunity if you're interested in that. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me today with all of those questions. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all your really kind comments. Like I was just thinking I have the nicest comment section. So I really appreciate you guys. So let's chat more down in the comments. I try to answer all the questions for the first few days of a new video that launches. I'm not really able to get to all my old videos and all those comments anymore, but if you comment on my newest video, especially the first day, it's very likely that I'll get back to you. All right, thank you again for watching, and I'll be talking to you next week. Bye.